The Blades Ramble are proudly supported by our main channel sponsor, My Business Group, a group of brands designed to support owners, leaders and managers in business. We would not be where we are without the incredible support of John and the team. If you're looking to grow your business, contact mybusinessgroup.co.uk today for more information, or follow the link in the description below. And as this is 90 after 90, I want to thank our sponsors, Cosmetic Repair Solutions, an independent award-winning network of vehicle accident repair centres located in Chesterfield, Rotherham, Dinnington, Barnsley and Derby. Visit the website to find out more or get an estimate at cosmeticrepair.co.uk.
Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. Hope you're all doing well. I'm not. That was one of the worst second half performances I think I've ever seen from a Sheffield United side. Thought first half were okay, and you know, we can't go back and sort of rewrite things. I didn't think we were as bad in the first half as I thought we were competitive. I thought we were slightly unlucky to be down at half time. Although they had created the better chances, the second half, complete capitulation. And funnily enough, today, as I always thought it was 4th of September, but today is the Blades Ramble's 3rd birthday. So happy birthday, Blades Ramble. Yeah, so 3 years ago today, we put out our first video on the channel. And this is the way that the club rewards us with a performance like that. So surely now it's done. It's done. We've been embarrassed long enough. It can't continue like this. It can't. This is the only silver lining that can come out of such an embarrassing night like this. There has to be a change. The owners were there tonight. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's in crowd. That got people stirred up thinking he's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't think, like was said in the comments, I think Rich said it as well. I think it's too obvious to be, you know, you wouldn't do that. If Solskjaer comes in now, then it's a bit of a disrespectful shot at Ruben Sayers anyway. It's like it's already been orchestrated. I don't think the incoming manager would be sat in the crowd. It was noted as well during that he was sat in the Ipswich director's box. He's got known links to Kieran McKenna through the Man United connections. I don't think there's anything in that particularly. But the owners were at the game today, and they will have seen that absolute white flag of a performance. And I just... it's embarrassing, isn't it? It's embarrassing to sit through. It's embarrassing. It's deflating. It's apathy as well. You know, I think that were a word that we used quite a bit in the chat tonight during the watch along. Apathy towards the performance, towards the club and what's happening. Just a shrug of the shoulders. And that's worse than being hurt by it, like really hurt by it, for me. Being apathetic to someone where it doesn't really affect you because you expect it to be bad. Something has to change. Something has to change. Now, do you think it's tonight? That's the question. Do you think, surely, it's not just me, is it, that thinks there's no way he survives this? There can't be any way he gets away with his job after that absolute shambles of a performance. I know it's been 6 competitive games, but my God, that was bad. I'm gonna try and jump into some callers quickly. There's a few that keep dipping in and out, but let's see if I can get someone on early doors just to get us kicked off. And I will get into some comments, obviously, but let me just... I'm going to need somebody to help me out tonight because how do you react? How do you put into words how bad we're all feeling about this tonight? Well, let's get Lewis on first. Let's see if Lewis is first up. So, without any further ado, let me bring him in. Lewis, how's it going, pal?
I'm opening up, crikey. I saw your face just before it started, and I've never seen you so angry at a performance. It was visibly etched on your face. You looked how I felt.
Yeah.
Do you know what makes it worse? They started the game better. It was a better performance in the first few minutes, and it was a passable, competent first half performance.
I thought so.
Yeah, I did, and I thought unlucky to go in behind. It was a bit of an unlucky goal to concede. Oh, that second half performance. I mean, the third goal is the only time I've laughed at a goal we've conceded in my life. I just laughed. Just an utter joke, the whole thing. Jimmy, honestly, if he's not gone tomorrow, I don't know what it's going to take.
If it's tomorrow, it's too late.
It is too late. It's already too late. But if he's not gone, what's it going to take? What is it going to take?
He can't survive this, can he, mate? He can't survive it.
There's no way. I mean, it just what compounded the whole thing for me is that even in the first half, where it was a better performance than the second, I watched it and I just thought, you can just see the glaring and obvious problems. Every time they had a counter or every time the ball ran against us, we were just wide open every time. They've just shot themselves in the foot, the owners, big time.
Thing is, you can't really point. The players have done themselves no favours, and they have to sort of take a fair portion of the blame, because the first half was passable, like you say. I thought it were okay first half. I can't go in on them too hard. I don't know what's happened second half. They've completely capitulated as a side, and it drains all the life out of you as a fan. I just think it's so demoralising to watch. It feels like all the hard work of piecing together this team that cares and that pulls on the shirt and fights for the badge. It feels like it's all being unravelled and in front of us, and that's the painful thing about it, because you can see it happening. You can see the demise in front of your eyes. And look, I think they will sack him, and I think they have to sack him. The key thing is now who comes in, because if they get the next one wrong, then we're in real trouble. So it's okay. You have to sack him, because there's going to be somebody is going to be better than him, or anybody's going to be better than him. Is probably the best way to put it. But you know, it can't be another experiment. It has to be proven, surely, at this stage.
It's got to be, and I think most of us would hope for and bank on them bringing a Deitch or a Cooper in. You know, I know he's got another job now, but you would hope for someone like that, someone a bit proven that we know could turn things around quickly. Is that person out there? Is Deitch? Can we reach for someone like that? I don't know. He's reportedly waiting for a Premier League job. Don't know. If it's Danny Roll, don't know. That's got all sorts of permutations and problems attached to it as well.
Can't be Danny Roll.
We're in a right situation, aren't we? We're in a bit of a mess because we let go of someone that. Look at it this way. Look at the top of the table at the minute. You've got Middlesbrough, Stoke, and West Brom up there. If Wilder was in charge, we would be in that mix at the very least. You know it. They've made a right mess of it.
It's hard because we're consciously trying to avoid Chris Wilder chat. But how can you not compare and contrast between how stark a difference there is between the two managers who they chose to get rid of and who we chose? Now, it doesn't help us because he won't be the one coming in. It's just a case of who do we get now? Who do we get that will not only turn us around and stop the rot, but who can help us progress? And I'm not confident enough that they will pick the right man, and that's, you know, the first concern is we need to change the manager. It's just a case of who comes in. So yeah, I'm just deflated, mate. Deflated tonight.
Me too. I mean, if you're going to put someone in charge that you look, it's 5 straight defeats in the league, 6 in total. It's surely got to be someone that can turn it around quickly. It's got to be a Wilder or a Dyche, because anything else is a massive risk. Again, I mean,
I just think we've got to manage our own expectations. Otherwise, we're going to be disappointed with whoever comes in, aren't we? If it's not them two,
we are.
So, and a lot of people wouldn't take Wilder back anyway, just because of, you know, I think some never forgive him for the first time he left, but a lot of people's narrative is you can't go back twice to the same man. I understand that thought process. So if it's not Dyche, for example, then I don't think it'll be a unanimously popular appointment, whoever it is. So anyway, mate, it's one of that. Anything else you want to cover while we're on?
I don't know. Just if he's not gone tomorrow, you know, for me, if they'd have lost tonight, gone down fighting, maybe lost 2-0, a push 3-0, but you know, you felt it ran against them, they were a bit unlucky. Even then, you're stretching to, okay, give him the Charlton game. He's got to go. He's got to go.
Yeah,
it's just abject, absolutely abject. And the sooner he goes, the better. And whoever it is, I'd take anyone at this point. I'd put Dave the Nose in charge. He'd do better than Ruben.
He really knows. He
does know. He does know. He knows a lot more than Ruben does.
He certainly does, mate. He certainly does. Lewis, thanks for starting us off tonight, pal. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
All right, buddy. See you soon.
Okay.
Lewis, top man, getting us started tonight. Really appreciate that. Let's see who else is waiting in the wings. I can get that sorted out in the background as well. Love that. Some I've seen pop up while I was talking to Lewis. Callum Fowler is why I'm here, says Ethan. Say us in, you Reds. Thank you, Ethan. Appreciate that, pal. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate why you're here. And then the man himself. £5 for 5 goals. Say us in. You can get lost, you. Thank you for your super chat and all that. Kiss, whatever it is you young'uns say. Awful, mate. Awful. We'll have a fair bit to talk about on Monday night, I think. And Craig with a £5 super chat. Thank you, pal. Might be time to come to the white side. Shocking start to the season. He needs to go. The players are not playing for him. Everything we hear is that the players haven't got an issue with him. And whether that's true or not, we don't know. But what is absolutely clear is they're not working in this system, whatever this system is. Because I can't even tell you what it is, to be fair. So whatever it is, it's not working, and we need to change. And it's only going it's gone one way. 6 losses on the spin. How can anyone justify this? It's an absolute shambles, honestly. Right, let's get our next caller on. It's it's going to be a positive one. He's been waiting a little while, dipped in and out, but I've spotted that he were first up, so let's bring him on now. Mark Meldrew. How's it going, pal? Oh! You muted and it ain't me. Nope, can't hear you. Nope. Don't know what you're doing here. Alright. So I might have to come back to you, pal. Because if you're waiting. Unbelievable. You can't get staff. I'll come back to you, pal. Right. Oh, I can hear another one coming in now. Oh my word. Oh. It's like a Sheffield United performance, this, isn't it? Let's be right. See, when I can just about manage doing one in background, but messing about trying to get 2 people on. Right. I can see you. I can see you smiling away now. We've got to get this lad on because he's a sponsor of Ramble FC. So we've got to sort the boy out. It's the one and only Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Pallets. How's it going, pal?
How are we doing, pal?
Oh, mate, rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. It's done me that tonight.
Man. Honestly, it's final straw for me, to be fair. Like I said, I'm a Wilder diehard fan, and obviously this tonight has just put straw in here for me. Yeah, I didn't get the lineup, I didn't get the tactics, I didn't get anything. I thought, to be fair, 2 weeks international break to embed everyone in, it's just not worked. I just don't know where we'll go from here, Jimmy. It's just really, really bad. I've never been in this position before. But like I said, we've had some bad years of Blades, but what players we've got and potential we've got, how are we not getting the tune out of this squad?
Jord was saying tonight it's as bad as League One under Weir. This, and for the talent in the like you just said, like for the talent in the squad, there's no excuses for this. The way that we're playing so poorly with players that we've seen play much higher than the levels that they're playing at. And it's not just Wilder that can get him to them levels, I'm sure. There'll be other managers out there that can get him up to these levels. He can't do it. He can't. There's got to be a decision made now. There's got to be a decision made because he's... Surely after that, nobody has confidence in him. And nobody likes digging out managers, and we rarely do it on the channel because I think it's harsh, and you've got to try and... It does nobody any favours, sort of, spinning a negative narrative, but you've got to call it as well how you see it, and I think he can't come back from this, surely.
Well, it's, to be fair, like I said, me and you have always been big, massive Wilder fans, but Sheffield United is not Chris Wilder FC, and it's not.
It's true.
So I thought bringing a young manager in, attacking football, everything he said on interviews, press conferences, and all that sort of stuff.
You were up for it, weren't you? You were up for it.
I were, but. And I don't agree with having Danny Rowling. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with certain managers that being pressed in. And I don't feel like Chris Wilder, if Board rang him today, he'd laugh in his face, and he would. 92 points to this is shocking. Honestly, we've been to the pub today, we've watched it, and loads of Wednesday fans behind us and all that sort of stuff, and they're just laughing at us. It's shocking. It's shocking. And I feel so bad. I went to Wembley, did it all, saw obviously all your lot down there. Are we in this position, Jimmy? It's shocking. It's absolutely appalling. But if he gets that Charlton game, I'll be very surprised. They've got to get him gone in the next couple of days. Have a reaction. To be fair, they've reacted in transfer window. They've got a good, decent squad there. If they get a championship manager who's well in within the league, who knows the league very well, he will get a tune out of this squad. But I just...
Who's your choice, Sonny?
My top two at minute is... Because I would like, personally, 3 at back. And that's my personal view, just because, obviously, that's always been successful for us. I would like a Gary O'Neill, but me sort of... I like John Mousinho as well. I would like him. Younger, up-and-coming manager, got something to prove. Knows the league very well. And, I just need someone who can just come in, get these lads up and coming. And my manager, I think that's what we're missing. Wilder, Eckingbottom, even Warnock, put an arm around these lads' shoulders and said, listen, we've not done well now. Let's press it up. Let's get back together. Bring it in. Let's go for it. But... honestly, I've never seen it this bad. We had no game plan today at all.
Do you think he's in dugout for Charlton?
It's an odd question, mate. It's an odd question, mate. Honestly, I hope not, but I genuinely think he's got a couple more weeks.
Do you really?
Do. Honestly, and it's hard for me to say because I didn't discourage him. Like we had York together in sponsorship.
We did.
Sponsorship box.
Is that what it was? What it was? Was that your box?
And honestly, I thought, to be fair, Eamon in 10, doing well, and some players, Kiefer Moore and stuff like that, and it was doing well. But you know what? I can see the style of play. But since that Bristol game, I don't see it. I don't see no identity to United. And what players we've got, the quality we've got, we've kept Gus Amer, we've brought these players in. I just thought, well, do you know what? Listen, we've had a bad 5 games, including Cup. Maybe it takes a bit of time to win bedding. But tonight, 5-0. Jesus Christ. Even if we would have done a 1-0 loss, but we had a bit of positivity in there, a couple of chances created, something to sort of grab onto.
Yeah.
We've had absolutely nothing. But honestly, for all Blaze fans out there and everyone, I feel sorry for them. And I went to the Middlesbrough game, and I thought, to be fair to Ruben Sellers, he came up to my fans, which I thought were a bad idea. I thought it was a terrible idea coming up to us because we were already singing Wilder, this Allen nil, you're getting sacked. I just thought maybe it's better off stay away. But tonight, he's got to go. Jimmy's got to go because it's not going to get any better.
It's not, mate, is it? No, I appreciate you coming on, Sonny. Much appreciated, pal.
No problem, mate. Well, listen, like and subscribe to this channel. He's number one, Jimmy. Let's get it going.
Cheers, Sonny. Catch you soon, pal.
Man. Take care,
Cheers,
bud.
mate.
Take
You
care.
too.
See you later.
Top man, that is Sonny Glasby from Glasby's Pallets, main channel sponsor of Ramble FC and Behind the Ramble. What a man. Thank you for your support, pal. Do you know what? When Sonny's tipped, you know it's time, because he's always trying to be positive. He's always trying to see, the best in folk and stuff like that. He's run out of patience, and I don't think he's the only one. I think the most patient of Blades have all run out of patience with him, to be honest. And I'm just going to bring my next caller in now. I've caught him with a biscuit in his gob. I'm going to bring him on. Yes, I am. Yes, it's you. It's Big Tony. How's it going? Oh, he's going to have a brew. There you go, pal. How you doing, mate? You all right? That good?
Well, best part of tonight is my custard creams.
Oh, mate, I know.
That's it.
My vice of choice were Otis tonight, but I ain't had one of them. So, talk to me, mate. Talk to me about that absolute shambles at Portman Road.
Well, that first half, I'm thinking, well, might be.
Yeah.
Might get some.
Might nab a draw here. Yeah.
It was the exact same at Middlesbrough last week. We came out at tunnel, and everyone's head at Middlesbrough, heads down. There were no motivation.
You said that. You did Ramble on Road, didn't you? And you said on the video, they've all come out at changing room with their heads down. So this don't bode well.
They were strolling. They were talking to each other. It was the exact same tonight. So I've got a mate there. I said, look when they come out at tunnel. And he was watching it. He let me know. He says, yeah, they've got their heads down. They don't run out at tunnel. There's no motivation after they have time. So I don't know what he's saying to him, but he's not. I mean, he said, didn't he say last week he didn't even go into dressing room at Middlesbrough?
That were Millwall, I think, because people were saying, oh, well, there seemed to be a bit of an uptick in the performance second half, and they were basically saying, well, I didn't say anything to him, I left him to it. Well, that's worse because we had a shocking first half. So does he survive it, Tone?
No, he
does
don't.
He survive? No.
No. He should have gone after Middlesbrough game. He came up to the fans, like he's just been saying. He came up to the fans and he got dogs abuse. In fact, I'm not one for swearing in front of my lad, and I lost plot with him. He came up and he shrugged his shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it incites people, doesn't it? Yeah.
It cost me best part 150 quid that day.
Yeah.
It was and I came out and my lad says, Are we going to the next one, Dad? I went, no, I'm not. And I said I weren't going to no more away games while they were there.
Really?
Yeah.
At least stance on it.
Okay. Yeah. And if it's I've got tickets for Oxford. If it's still in for Oxford, I won't be going there either.
Bloody hell.
I've really lost plot with it. I mean, I know you were saying David Weir, but I can go back to Adrian Heath.
Oh, I can, yeah.
Now that was bad.
Yeah,
that was really bad. That was. Now, I'm going to say this is on a par with Adrian Heath because that were a bad team. But this is a better team. But he can't get a tune out of him.
No, he can't. He can't, mate. That's the worst thing about it, isn't it? Because we know the talent's there in the squad. Undoubtedly.
It's so frustrating. I mean, that team. We all saw it when that team came out. I thought it was a joke. I'm looking at bench thinking, well, 5 of them on bench, I'd start.
I know. Hamer on bench is really perplexing. I know he hasn't played great this season, but none of them have. None of them have had a good season. So
Hamer can do that one thing.
Yeah, change your game.
Bang, bang. All of a sudden, he makes that one little pass. I mean, Cannon up front on his own. It's laughable. Can you imagine Ipswich dressing room tonight when they saw that team?
Yeah, I know. That's all motivation they need, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering whether we'll get...
Hamer sat on bench. Campbell sat on bench.
Will we get message tonight? That's what I want to know.
Well, I've just been looking. It's got... like I said, it should have been after Middlesbrough, so that whoever they got in had international break and the next week. It has to be tonight, so something can happen. They must have got somebody in mind.
Who would you have, Tom?
Dash.
Is it realistic?
It probably... Realistically, it's Carey.
Okay.
But if you're asking who I want, it's Dash, because he's the type of bloke who goes in and goes, right, this is what we're doing, and you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You don't take no nonsense.
No, I agree with that. I agree.
And that's personally who I want, because we need someone to just get over this thing. Because, Peck's not the same player.
No.
Peck's awful. I mean, Brooks constantly passing him backwards. He's not a winger.
No, he...
I don't actually know what position Brooks plays.
Well, he came through centre midfield, didn't he? And then he's been pushed out on right wing.
But I won't have him at centre midfield.
I know.
I mean, I'm fully correct. He gets 100%, but his 100% is just not good enough.
There comes a time where you have to call it, don't you, on some of these players?
We were saying it. We've all said it about Robinson. Would Brooks get in anybody else's top starting 11?
No.
In top 6? No, he won't.
No.
But yeah,
no,
he's been there week in, week out. All right, we've got no one better. We'll stop playing wingers then.
I know. That's the answer, isn't it?
If you ain't got the tools, don't do the job.
It's crying out for a 3-4-3 this, or a 3-4-2-1, 3-4-1-2, something like that. But Ton, anything else you want to add, mate, before I let you go?
It is, but I'd have to be swearing.
Well, I'll leave you to it then, pal. I'll leave you back to your custard creams, and I'll catch up with you soon, pal.
Custard creams, and I'm going to bed.
Cheers, pal.
Good, mate. See you later.
Cheers. See you later. Nice one, top man, Tony. Right, let's get one more caller on for now. Apologies to those that are still waiting, because I've got a few, but it's just we need to get to some. We need to get some comments as well, because there's plenty of comments flying in. So I'm going to mute Tony because I can hear him crunching his custard creams while he's still online, and I'm going to bring on our next caller, and that is the one, the only, Mark Meldrew. How's it going, pal?
How are you doing, pal? You okay?
Yes, I can hear you, mate. I can hear you. Spot on. How are you feeling, mate? You're going to cheer me up. I can feel it in my bones.
It's a good job you couldn't hear me before. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it auto censors, you see, so it sounds like dead air when people are just swearing at their phone. So that's what's happened here, isn't it?
It's just crap, Jim, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just haven't got words. I mean, first things first, like, they've absolutely raved about Philogene on telly, but 4 goals out of 5, he's just walked through Ben Godfrey like he were like a knife through butter. It's horrific. And how we didn't get dragged after the second one, I'll never know. I mean, we had 10 minutes first half, we looked a bit brighter, and as soon as that goal goes in, we just crumble. He's got to go. I've just heard you say about, does he get Charlton? If he's in dugout against Charlton, I'm not being that ground.
Really?
Yeah, I've had enough.
You're not going to watch him?
It's as bad as Premier League, isn't it? It's horrific.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrific. And people talk about David Weir and it were bad. He won a game. He won his opening game. He got 3 points on board. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crackers. But it does make you like lost for words. You don't know what to say. I mean, they've just had him on telly for a good 5-6 minutes after the game. You'll have missed it probably, but
yeah, did you?
He just looks beaten. He looks. I mean,
what did he say?
Sorry, go on.
What did he say? Oh, what's he said?
Well, I was sort of listening to you, so I didn't listen to it all, but just saying there's no excuses and this, that, other. But it's He's got to go. Simple as that. I mean, it tells you everything. He was stood at back today. He didn't stand up front today. He was stood at back. That tells you everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. He can't make Charlton, can he?
He can't make tonight. Like, he shouldn't be on bus. You mind? Make him get trained by.
Who are you going for, mate?
Who am I going for? Who do I think we'll get?
Well, both. Yeah, who's realistic for you?
Who I'd go for is, like everybody said, I'd go for a Dyche, but I don't think it's realistic. Personally, it's never happening. It's not happening. Gary O'Neill didn't want job previously. They'll go for somebody like a Messina or a Carrick, but I'm not. They don't film it. The thing is, that's what worries me as well. I think whoever they bring in, they've got an incredibly hard job. It's not just a case of coming in and we'll just turn it round. It's an incredibly hard job. The players look done in. They look like rollers in, and they just heads going.
It needs a really strong character, doesn't it, to lead them? It definitely needs a leader in there to sort of galvanise them. But I do think it's a brilliant opportunity for someone like him. If we send Messina, for example, who was a captain on the field, and he looks like he's somebody who could lead a team, he's got a brilliant opportunity to come in and galvanise this team and try and get a tune out of it. I'm not saying he can. I'm not saying he definitely will. I'm not saying he'll definitely get it, because I don't even know if his name's been mentioned in Sheffield United circles. But we need somebody that can grab these players by the scruff of the neck and take them forward. Because at the minute, we're on hiding to nothing, aren't we, with this lad?
I mean, it's like that as well. Like, I was talking to my mate what game we're on, and he was saying there's not one thing that they've shown in 6 games, even including cup game, where you think you can sort of cling on to that and it's something to take into the next game. Right. And what worries me is you look at him, and even in first game of the season and after that, he's got no about him, like personality-wise. He looks so boring when he's just stood there. It looks like he's got no about him. Like, it shows no facial expressions. And listen, I'm not saying he's dancing front rooftops. We've lost 6 out of 6, but there's no there where you think, I can imagine him being like, he gets some
no
going,
inspiration.
You know what I mean? There's nothing. There's nothing. Like, I won't let him cook me tea. You mind? Like, put me out on pitch.
Do you not like Friday
night. No, I do actually, but not if he's cooking it. It's a shambles, mate.
Probably get it wrong. Puts everything in wrong order.
That's what I mean.
Cooks it in wrong place.
It probably was a colander for main recipe, and it all falls out. You know what I mean? But honestly, just they just, people are just laughing at us, aren't they? If you don't laugh, you'll cry. But I don't know where we go from here. I really don't.
They've got to do it tonight. I didn't think they'd do it after Ipswich, but I didn't think we'd get embarrassed like we have. So
it's one of them. I kind of expected this tonight. I thought we'd get walloped. I really did. I didn't fancy us. I weren't confident. I mean, I spoke to George earlier today, and we both said the same. We both weren't confident. But I just don't know where they go from here. And if they've been there tonight, he cannot get back to Sheffield and have a job. He just can't. And if he does, then what? Then we're really
in the mire.
Proverbial, yeah.
In the mire, aren't we?
Yeah.
Marco, thank you very much, mate. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, like Tony says, if I do, I'll be in trouble. So I'll let you crack on, mate.
Cheers, pal. Nice to catch up with
you.
Speak to you soon. Ta-da. Top man, Mark Meldrew. Always honest in his feelings. Wouldn't expect anything else. It's how we're feeling it. It's how we're all feeling. You know, I don't think he's. Some people have said it from the start. It's not a case of "I told you so" from anybody. It's more a case of we tried it. It's not worked. We're all gutted that it hasn't worked. But now that we know it hasn't worked, get him gone, because it cannot carry on this way. Right, let's get to some comments, because I am well behind, and I do apologise to everybody whose comment I have not yet read. I think this is from the previous stream, but I'm going to read it anyway, just in case he's sent it twice. JB Leeds says, Jimmy, Leeds fan here. I want to enjoy the Blade's demise, but I can't. It's sad to see, Jimmy. You can always change to the greatest. Yes, you've definitely sent that twice, I think, but thank you for that, pal. Very much appreciated. Right, all comments. Let's have a look what people are saying. There are so many. There's over 1,600 people here, so thank you to everyone. I'm clearly not going to be able to get to them all. I've still got a couple of callers waiting as well. Michelle with the most Sayers stays, Sheffield United 4, Charlton 0. Michelle, I'd love to have that optimism, to be honest. Eamon says the manager has to go now. Argyle says, it's mental how much y'all look similar to how we did under Rooney. Players just don't care once they go behind and know it's a nothing job. This is the most concerning thing I've got about this whole Sayers thing. And I'm not necessarily blaming Sayers, but you have to look at the man who's leading the team. When we go down in a game, we've been 1 down and stayed in the game, and that's been fine. But as soon as we go 2 down, it happened at Bristol City. As soon as they hit 3 and 4, it could have been 5, 6, 7, in terms of how our heads just went down and we capitulated. And it's a case of downing tools, which is really, it's unforgivable, really. It's not just disappointing, it's unforgivable. It's like they don't believe they can get back into it. Let's have a look. Noah says, I'm a young Blades fan, and my dad said I should support the mighty Leeds as they don't lose 6 games. Luke says, heard today, Jimmy, that both Dyche and Cooper turned us down in the summer, hence why I say his appointment. How true is it? Take it with a pinch of salt. How true it is, take it with a pinch of salt. I don't believe it's true at all, to be honest. But again, I don't know. Let's have a look. Daft lad put £5 on United win. That is daft. Ed, that's bait. I'm not biting to that. Is Carrick your best realistic choice? He's one of the choices, isn't he? Ryan says, Sir Neil loves a relegation battle. Got to die to get 3 points. It won't be Neil Warnock. It can't be Neil Warnock. 92 points will get you up this season. We sacked the man who can do that, says Oliver. Carrick's probably the best option, says Ben. Paul says that's how players get the manager out who they don't want to play for. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Let's have a look. 15 minutes from the Premier League after 1 summer rebuild and putting 92 points on the board. 20 of 25 seasons. That's promotion level. Why make the change? Then it's this Pratt gets shot of him. Thing is, he's not doing a bad job intentionally, is he? No need for personal insults. But yeah, I think Sean Dyche is the best shout for you all, says Gabe the American. But Gary O'Neill is also a good one. I'd love Sean Dyche. I just don't think we get him, pal. I don't think we get him. James says, I still think he's got while after the Hull game. Yeah, James ain't convinced that he goes. I've seen that from you before, pal. David Vince says, just setting us back. Embarrassing. Enough is enough. 250 quid on tickets, travel, food, etc. to watch that. That nice. Get him gone now. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles. I know, mate. And fans have got the right to be mad about spending their hard-earned money and not getting anything, getting a shambles of a performance. Second half, what's done us, isn't it? Second half has completely killed us. There's some shocking shouts that are just bait, definite bait. So I'm not going to be reading them. I'm skipping over what I can, but there's comments flying in, so I will. I'll get to them as soon as I'll get to what I can. I know there's a few of you telling me you were on TV while I were chatting to some callers. Nicholas says, sorry, Jimmy, for your team's performance. As a Leeds supporter, I feel terrible for Sheffield United. For the fans of Bramall Lane and Hillsborough, none of you deserve this. Hang in there. Tazzy says he's going tonight. I hope you're right, mate. Go for Nuno, says Young Ferret. We could go for Jose. Don't mean they're coming. No chance we get Nuno. We've got to be realistic. Hola, Gus. I know you're the only player who can change a game single-handedly, but I'm going to be tactical and leave you on the bench with Davo. Gracias. Nice from Joe. Nice. Again, it's one of them, innit? Jimmy Glass, the goalkeeper, legend, says, lost 1-0 at Middlesbrough, but let's be honest, it could have been 5 then as well. Only difference is we played against a side with better quality. That's absolutely right. Borough cut us open time and time again. Yeah. Flyover Fred says, Dash ball is awful, lads. Give me Dash ball every day of the week. I'd rather play winning, boring winning football at the moment. Just stop the rot. Stop the rot. James says he's just said he hasn't spoken to the players after the game. Hopefully he's been summoned to the headmaster's office. Ben Godfrey's not a right back. Well, his career would say different, but he certainly didn't excel there tonight, did he? Colin says it's not looking good for the Yanks. They made some really bad decisions since buying the club. Backwards decisions, bad recruitment policy. They seem out of touch with the club. I think the appointment was clearly wrong. And it's easy to say that now in hindsight. The appointment was clearly wrong. The recruitment strategy was wrong, but they rectified that. They then came in and purchased quality players for the level towards the end of the window. So we'll see if that has a effect through the season, and will they make the right decision now in terms of the manager? Because I think that's... Oh, dearie me. Earning my corn tonight, Jimmy. Yeah, it says Brian Mod. Thank you, pal. Dylan says 4-2-2-2 is the move. No wingers. Gives Gus and Callum a chance to play together. Burrows and a right back that can play long crosses. Peck and Matos, eventually Blaster, will thrive. I thought Matos can be a definite positive we can take from tonight. I thought he played okay, particularly first half. Anonymous, pretty much second half when we were getting run over. But get Mark Robbins in, says Gaza. Yeah, I would, mate. I would. Make him walk home, says Danny. Oh, dearie me. Sounds like Victor Meldrew. He is Victor Meldrew, mate. That's who he is. Saying hello says it's the end of a dynasty and a total rebuild is needed. It's going to be painful whoever replaces Sayers. There's no magic bullet. We're halfway through a rebuild, pal. That's the thing. John says, why sack a good manager and be reluctant to sack a bad manager? Owners eat humble pie and get Wilder back to sort this utter shambles now. I'll be shocked. Absolutely shocked. Why do you think, Craig says, why do you think it's so bad, Jimmy? I don't know how it's got so bad so quick, Craig. Honestly, I don't, mate. I don't know how it's happened. And the only thing you can point to is the players are good enough individually and as a collective. You would look at our squad and think that is a good enough squad to be challenging top end of the league. Not necessarily for the championship title, but that's a top 4, definite top 6 squad. So you've got to look to the manager, haven't you? You've got to look for the manager. Danny says Darren Bent makes a good point. As the next player, he'd probably bob on. He said even if he thinks Hamer and Campbell aren't with him, they had to start. Clearly, players aren't with him. I like Darren Bennett. I think he talks a lot of sense. Listen to him on TalkSport. Players saying a couple of people saying we can't. I think it was Chris said we can't have another foreign manager. It's not a case of. It's not a case of nationality. It's just a case of being able to do the job. Kershaw says, I can feel your pain, Jimmy. This is why you enjoy the good times, because you never know what's round the corner. Absolutely right, pal. That's absolutely right. And we're here, aren't we? Through the bad times as well. Because that's what fans do. That's what we do. We support our club. And I know you're a Leeds boy, and you've been through difficult times as well. And you stick with them, don't you? You stick with them through it. Surely his position is untenable, says Gaz. Worse than any manager I've seen at the Lane, for sure. That is strong from Gaz. Strong. And I don't disagree, by the way. It's just, it surprises me how many, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, actually, how many usually quite, and I don't mean, this is for want of a better way of putting it, but quite level-headed blades. Some like Gaz, for example, Lee Edridge, I would say, is another one. They're normally quite measured in terms of how they feel about things, but both of them are very much vehemently, get him out. Get him out. It's untenable. John says, Jimmy, I seriously wonder now if last season these players just played above themselves for Wilder. It really looks that way. They're so poor all over the pitch. I think it's probably a bit of both. I think they've reached higher levels at certain times last season, but I think they're playing below themselves now. There's no two ways about it. They can perform a lot better than this. Sayers, as usual, as useful as a red light on Grand Theft Auto. Eon says, Jimmy's got to go. He's not got a clue. Need him out. Chef Steele says, I don't think Ipswich were that good. All the goals came from really poor defensive errors. Something is clearly wrong. Aye. Yikes, what's in the water in Sheffield? 2 squads, 11 games, 1 point, says Jerry G. It's not good, pal. It's not good at all. Connor from One Leeds saying, get Chrissy back in. Mate, you know how I feel about that. You're just baiting me there because people will go for me now. But you're right. Get him back in. Get him back in. Crimbo Fish Sticks says, and I said that very carefully, if Sayers isn't gone by the Charlton match, I'm just going to boycott this because it's awful football. There's a couple of people already said that, haven't there? Like, Tony's not going away now. He won't go away while Sayers is there. Mark Meldrew says he's not going to Charlton game if Sayers is in charge. Yeah, it's... oh, my word. Evening, Jim. All, have I missed out? What level meltdown are we talking? Chernobyl levels that say his experiment is over by Monday dinner. That's for sure. Josh says, sacked the best manager we've ever had. And now on the sack merry-go-round. Getting in someone deemed not good enough somewhere else. No one good available. Destination League One. Yeah, Tom says, sack Sayers, write season off and just stay up is the way forward. We can't write season off 6 games in. You can't. 5 games into the season, to the league. Luke says, alarm bells rang as soon as this appointment was made. Sayers unproven at top-end champ level. Need a manager with relevant experience in quick. Winkerbank Blade says, Ruben, I think he's ran his race. Blimey, that was bad. Nothing either end. Poor at the back. Offer next to nothing. In trouble unless we make an inspiring appointment up the Ramble. Oh, my word. Woolton says, Sayers was all about attack style. What he failed to mention was the opponent attacking us, which was his actual statement. Diddy says, out now. I honestly don't think we could attract managers who aren't currently out of work. Thinking Robbins would come to us is for the birds. Elijah says the guy's a moron. Rather have Monica Sellers. I know. Just seen Wilder walk out of a petrol station with an ham sandwich and a big smile on his face. No need for that. Kyle says, I reckon says more about Wilder if he was to go back. It says more about Wilder if he was to go back again. Glutton for punishment. It's clearly not a stable job for him. Okay, let's get another caller on if we can. Been waiting very patiently. I think I've already set it up, but I can't honestly remember. So we'll soon find out. If you can't see or hear him, then we'll know. But it's our very own Holly. It's Rich Gill. How's it going, pal?
Hi up, mate. You're right.
I'm brilliant, mate. I'm all right.
You're on top of the world.
top of the world, pal. How are you?
Top of the world.
How are you, mate?
After watching that, I think I've had about the 4th can of beer. So yeah.
Where do we go from here, or what happens to the club here? He can't survive it, can he? Surely.
Listening to you and George in the background while trying to watch the game, and then the callers. Yeah, you're quite right. But whenever we've tried to change anything in the past as a club, as in style, as in I can remember, like we tried to change a style there.
Yeah.
Brian Robson, as far back there, we had a good team there. Slav. Always tried to change a style to make us more attractive, to make us more easy on the eye, and we've never...
Sexy football.
Yeah, sexy football. Vavavoom, if you want to quote
Mr. Henry. Yes, nice. That's for the millennials out
there. Yeah. It's just never worked, has it? We for all the tea in China, it's never ever worked, and we just need a guy like Dyche. I know you're saying unattainable, but what the club needs to start realising now is that we'll get rid of Sellers tonight, hopefully, maybe tomorrow. No, in our club, probably next Friday. We need to chuck money at Dyche. We need to get a manager in that has the style that United is used to. We can't.
I have to say, Rich, it's just my opinion that Dyche is unattainable. By the way, it doesn't mean I don't know anything.
No.
I also thought Tanganga was unattainable for us because I didn't think he'd come, and that proved me wrong as well. So,
but then, as the owners have chucked money at that. Because
yeah, they have. That's what I mean.
Yeah, they've chucked money at that. They've chucked money at Cannon. You could Matsos 4 million.
They've chucked the money at the squad, haven't they?
Yeah,
they have, undoubtedly.
So they really need to now chuck money at a manager to help us get through it. I'm not keen on Carrick. I'm not keen on O'Neill. Dyche really is the only one who I think could get a tune out of it. So, but
all your eggs in the Dyche basket.
Well, yeah, and see,
what if I offered you? What if I offered you Messinio now instead of Sayers?
When has you heard my comment the other day about we've never go after a manager out of work? I can't actually remember us getting a manager out of a club. When have we ever done that? I can't remember the last manager we actually got from another club.
Were Wilder in a job?
No, I think he was on his way to talking to Charlton, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. But I can't remember whether he was still
at Northampton or not. Was he? So, but you know what I mean?
It's rare, though, isn't it? It's rare we buy somebody out of a club.
Yeah, and the lad from Portsmouth. Yeah, but then that is another experiment. And what the club needs to start realising is we've only got how many months now of parachute payments?
Yeah.
And then it's all change. It will be Hamer goes, Campbell goes, Cannon goes, Cooper goes, and then
Tanganga goes.
Yeah. It's not to talk about doomsday too much, but it is literally like we'll be getting Man Mountain in a centre back and Dave the Nose in centre midfield. And Andy Smith up front.
Oh well, I tell you what. Back in the day, we could have done a lot worse. He was a player.
To be brutally honest, he couldn't even have a shot on target tonight because the service up there for the slagging off Cannon gets. But it's like you've said previous with the signings we've made. That formation just didn't suit us one bit. Godfrey was on his bike always.
Yeah.
Tonight he was always going back to his goal. He wasn't standing up and facing up.
No.
Barry's a luxury player. Don't like him.
Rich.
Yeah, I'm really going for it tonight. Brooks.
I don't like him. Wow.
Poor
old Louis Barry.
Yeah, I've only watched him a couple of games, and you've probably watched him in person. I'm only sat behind the screen watching him.
He's not pulled up any trees.
He's a bit like Raksaki, in my opinion. That first goal where their fullback ran to make space for him to cut in. Yeah, if you watch the replay back, Barry was like about 4 paces behind him, and then decided, "Oh, actually, no, I know what he's doing. I'll sprint now." So,
right. Louis no Trabaki.
Yeah, well, he did eventually. He did put a sprint in, but he's no Usain Bolt, is he?
No, that's true. Rich, does he make Charlton?
No. But this is Sheffield United.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
Yeah. Any other club, you could say it with certainty.
You know, any other club would have him, you know, they would have packed his bags, got his box, said, here you go, here's a taxi. They would have rung you up. They would have sent you down to Ipswich, said, take him to bloody Stansted, Gatwick, get him on a plane to Madrid, and jobs are good. But no, this is Sheffield United. We'll probably still be having a meeting about it next Friday.
Yeah, we will, mate. We will.
That's the club. The bit with the unmentionable word, the club was split on it when he was sacked. It was half and half. Now, I don't want. I'm with everybody. I don't want him back now. That chapter's over and done with. Yeah, he could probably get a good tune out of this, but yeah, but it's over and done with now. Unless it really goes to pot. Unless Prince Abdullah decides to come back in and buy his stake back.
Yeah, so, wishful thinking. Right, mate. You know. Okay, well, thank you very much for coming on and being so forthright and honest in your opinions. Love it. Don't leave it so long next time, mate. And I'll
try not to.
I'll catch up with you soon. All right, pal.
Yeah, catch up, mate. See you later.
See you, mate. Nice one, Rich. Us West Yorkshire boys have to stick together. Love that. Thank you, pal. And there won't be a lot that disagree, to be fair. We've said that, haven't we, on a lot of the callers tonight? How often is it that a fan base is quite unanimous? I don't know anybody. I don't know how anybody could, in all honesty, but I welcome it if people do. How can anybody believe that there is hope under Ruben Sayers after what we've witnessed? It's gone, hasn't it? It's gone. All sort of sense of optimism, and he can potentially turn this around. And I don't get any pleasure in saying that, by the way, because it's something that we would want to happen. We would want the manager to be able to turn it around, but I don't think we believe it can under this man. He's shown us nothing, absolutely nothing. Right, where were we in the comments again? I apologise because there's so many comments tonight. I can't get through everybody's. Ed says ChatGPT says to hire O'Neill or Dash. Gaz says normally have at least some of the fan base saying he should stay, so one side that he should be sacked. It's so one-sided that he should be sacked. Yeah. Scott says, please tell me Ollie's not the next manager, Jimmy. I will be shocked if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being in the crowd tonight means anything about the Sheffield United job. I will be shocked. Not because he wouldn't be a credible candidate. You can see him being in amongst the names that we may consider. So I don't want to rule him out completely, but I don't think there was any direct link tonight between Sheffield United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think it was more his pals with Kieran McKenna, who was sat in the Ipswich half of the director's box. They know each other through Man United, and I think there was nothing more than that, to be honest. John Froggatt says, never been so glad to miss the alarm to get up and watch the game, Jimmy. Sack him now. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. It was just as bad watching it, Jonathan, pal. So yeah, you're right to sleep in, pal. Brett Positive Keith says, I don't want to describe what I've just witnessed. Positive spin, 2 shots on target. That's an improvement. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles. This is a very good point. Davey Boy says, why sign so many centre-backs to play a back four? And he was appointed for attacking football, but it's kamikaze. The recruitment manager and owners are so far apart. It just goes to show Wilder had unity at the club. Kev's plumping for Paul Cook at Chesterfield. It's not been a name mentioned among the higher leagues for some time, has it? But he's done a good job at Chelsea. I'm not sure. Fred says Dave Challoner from Stockport has them punching massively above their weight. That's a good shout as well. Gaza says, yeah, Wilder were at Northampton. I thought it was. Cooler King says, the throwing that slipped out of Tanganga's hands will be the image which sums up Sayers' time as manager for me. Good players set up to fail. Leave. I told you this would happen, says Lee. Just leave. I can't even be bothered to form an argument. Yeah. Jonathan says Sheffield United played a great team game last year. I think you deserve to go up. Hopefully you can turn this season around. Bramall Lane needs to get bouncing again. I'm a Leeds fan, by the way. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate that, pal. Gary says, X-Blade in. No, not Wilder. Gareth Taylor doing a top job at Women's Super League Man City. Didn't he get sacked from there? I might be wrong, bro. I thought he'd been sacked back from Man City Women. I might be wrong. Josh says, we need to get the Pep Ball manager in the bin. Get a Blood and Thunder manager like Dyche in with no nonsense footy and get some points on the board. Andy Matt says, absolute bobber. Brian Robson looked like a tactical genius compared to this cretin. Is Mike Bassett available? Adios, Ruben. He should have gone after Borough, says Chris, to allow time for a new guy to get to know some of the players. Oh, and whoever gave Sayers the job needs to go with him. Liam says he needs to go now. It needs to be sacked now, and now pathetic performance again. He's lucky the game was not at Bramall Lane. Imagine how toxic it would be. If we keep him for much longer, it's a relegation battle. Thomas says, owners have spent money on the team. It isn't on them. It's the appointment of Sayers. That's it. Just need to sack him and accept they made a mistake. Yeah, I agree with that. Tom says, hi, Jimmy Sayers has to go. We're meant to be a team that's feared in the league, and instead everyone's wanting to play us. Yeah, they are. It's embarrassing, isn't it? It's embarrassing. Could Sheffield United chuck everything at getting Carlos Corberan? I never liked getting him from the other side. I don't even know where he is now. Didn't he go on to like a pretty decent sized club? No, I won't want him. Scott, we have to get Nuno out of his minds, mate. He's not coming to Sheffield United. Sportsman Blade says, got to get Nuno, Dyche or Farker if he gets the sack tomorrow. Please, I don't want to ever dampen anybody's hopes or spirit or anything like that in terms of how big a club we are or that we are an attractive proposition. I know that we're a big club or a decent sized club at championship level and we can attract a good manager and good players. But I genuinely don't think we get Nuno, Dyche or Farker at the moment with the predicament we're in. And I think if you manage your expectations to think that, then it'll protect you a little bit further down the line. I hope I'm wrong. I would absolutely love them to do a Tanganga on us, which for me was, we're not going to sign Tanganga because he's got a 1.2 release clause. He's going to go to the Premier League. He's going to stay in London. He's got all these sort of things. He won't come to Sheffield United because we won't pay the money. We did. We paid the money. We got one of the best defenders in the league, certainly top 3. And can we do that for a manager? Can we go out and get best in class for this league to get us out of this, not only out of the mire, but get us back up the table where we feel we should be playing with this squad? There's no divine right for anybody to be anywhere in the table. But if you look at things on merit in terms of where our squad quality is, we are massively underperforming. Massively underperforming. Yeah, we're sacked from Man City Women. Yeah, so somebody said they were doing a great job at Man City Women. It was sacked. What about Nick Montgomery for manager? Who was at the last home game? I think he's just joined Anjanti at Forest. Might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's just gone there. Corberan's at Valencia, I'm pretty sure. No way we get. I thought he'd gone somewhere decent. Max says, evening Jimmy, I'll tell you something. I'm holding back some certain words for that plan A. Less body of blood and oxygen. If I was doing that bad a job at work, I'd be sacked immediately. Why hasn't he? Lee says, walking the streets of Ipswich with the stream on the phone, drunk, and the worst bit is I don't even feel angry. Yeah, Cooper's got a new job. Yeah, absolutely right. Right, let's get another caller in. He's been waiting very patiently. He's looking very cool with his sunglasses on. Let's see if we can... I can't hear him. That's a bit of a... Oh no, maybe I can.
You hear me?
I can hear you, mate. How's it
You
going?
can hear me? Oh,
Dave
my
Morwood,
eyes.
looking very cool tonight.
Oh, that match has ruined my eyes, man. I just can't I can't watch it anymore.
Can't bear seeing it.
No.
Oh,
I
mate.
can't. No.
Unbelievable.
Oh, God.
Firstly, can I say thank you for your generous super chat that you sent into the
No,
the
no
Ramble
worries,
account?
mate.
I really
It's fine.
appreciate it. But also, mate, what do you make to that performance today? What
Well,
are your
we
thoughts?
broke. The club's in a mess. I said on the last 90 after 90 that I was told by somebody who I believe that this guy is a fraud. What I didn't know was that as I was telling you that, George posted it in the Plat chat. Who said it? Come from an ex-player. He's out of his depth, man. He's got to go. You know what I mean? What we need is we need somebody that can get the squad back together, get them morale lifted,
Yeah.
treat them as like a family, really buy into the club. If only we knew a manager out of work who could do that.
If only there was
play-
someone that we
Yeah.
know for a fact that can get a tune out of a Sheffield United side.
And play boring winning football. You know? If I think of
mate.
one, I'll let you know. But,
Yeah,
you know,
please do. Please do.
Yeah, I'll
Do you-
back my brain.
Dave, do you think he makes the Charlton game, or do you think he can't come back? They've got to sack him. Do you think they do sack him?
Only if he's playing. I don't think he'll manage it. They've got to. I mean, we've been saying all week on the rambles and, you know, stuff that, like, if we lost 1-0, you know, they might be
Might
all
keep
right.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, if we got a bit of a hammering,
He's in
you
trouble.
know, there's no, I mean, looking at his face when the final whistle went and he walked across and hid behind the tallest player he could, he looked broken, beaten, and, you know.
Yeah, it's
Done for.
bad. It's so
And-
bad.
And the owners to come over for that game, I might be reading things into it, you know, that like people have been, oh, Ollie's in there, so Ollie's going to get the job,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah. 2 and
I
2
might
and
be
getting
reading-
5. But yeah.
They've come over and they've seen it with their own eyes now. Surely they cannot look at that and think we made the right decision.
No, they can't. They can't. It's just whether they actually do. Surely they do. They must pull the trigger.
They've got to, you
They
know. I mean, has he gone yet, or is he still here?
Well, I was just checking. I hadn't seen anything flash up yet. But
Oh,
who's
God.
who's your choice, David, to replace him, mate?
That's it. Who's the choice? I can't see them going for Massinho or Eustace or anybody that's in a job. They're going to be looking round somebody that's not got a job.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, there's another manager who is out of work and he's got a 100% record at his last club. Sam Allardyce. One game with England, one win, and then sacked.
You wouldn't have Sam Allardyce, would you?
No, no way. No way.
Just been out of the game too long, hasn't he? It's just...
Yeah. I think they're going to be looking at somebody that's not in a job at the moment.
Do you think they'll seriously consider Danny Rowe?
I think they will, yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I think they will.
I do.
You know, I know Radio Sheffield said it's not going to happen. You know, it'll never happen. He'll never take the job. But if he's not working and they offer him money, I mean, I don't know where he'll live because he won't be able to live in Sheffield.
Yeah, he can't live down George Way, can he? He can't be living there.
Wisewood, he'll probably go, yeah.
Yeah, true. Oh,
But,
mate.
you know, I mean, I don't know, mate. I'm broken. Like I said, I watched that, and the first 10 minutes or so, I was thinking, this looks good. This looks, you know, I said about the team, like, why has he picked that team?
Yeah.
It looked good.
We all did. We all said same. Team selection were like, oh, what is he doing here? Dropping Gus and Tyrese Campbell.
Yeah.
But then they start all right, and you think, okay, right, well, we'll give him a chance and see what's happening. And We go 1-0 down. Unfortunate to go 1-0 down. They were creating better chances, but I thought we were unlucky to be down. Second half.
It was just an unlucky goal, wasn't it? I mean, Matos just tried to get
Can't
the
blame
ball
him.
being played through, and
Yeah.
But oh man, it's just how did we get here? Well, we know how we got here.
Yeah, we did. We sacked Chris Wilder.
Got 92 points.
We sacked Chris Wilder. That's the way we did it, mate.
Yeah.
That's how we did it.
So, but I don't know. I mean, I can see them. They're going to be looking probably at Roll, at Carrick. Gary O'Neill refused the job.
Did he?
So, well, this is what I'm, thinking. Like,
I'm not aware of that. If he did, I don't know.
I know, but it's like.
So
it's always in the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it was just,
stay well clear of them.
Surely they cannot sit there, look at that, and think this man can galvanise.
This is our boy.
Team.
Yeah,
this is our boy. But they've got to, tomorrow morning. It's got to have gone tomorrow morning, unless they fly back to America now.
Yeah, maybe, mate. Maybe
Anyway, I'm going to go and celebrate with my grandson for his new job.
Oh, nice one. Nice. Oh, congratulations.
He's got an upgrade, mate. He's now putting the holes in the aero, putting the bubbles in the aero. Used to be a banana bender, but he's...
All right, okay. He's gone up in the world. Nice one. Cheers, David boy. See you soon, pal.
See you soon, mate.
See you, mate. Cheers, pal. Nice one. Dave Morwood there. Top man. Always good to sort of lift our spirits on the ramble a little bit. Appreciate it. Right, we've got one final caller that I'm going to bring in now, and he's been waiting very patiently because I believe he's been down at the ground. In fact, he has. I can see his little face here lighting up as I'm about to bring him in. Let me get this off. It's Jamie Dumpling. How's it going, pal?
Can you hear me, by the way?
Yes, I can hear you, yeah. I'm disappointed that you ain't got your roving reporter microphone with you, but...
No. Well, you've had Alan Pickard trying to call into Radio Sheffield, put phone down on him.
They put phone down on him?
Yeah, because they realised he's slightly drunk. But, it's weirdly, I think everyone's realised, as Tony said, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. But that was, safe to say, awful. And I genuinely think that the most entertaining part was after the match when they were fighting at the end of the game between stewards and fans. So, that's...
there were fights?
What goes. Oh, yeah, between... Because one of the fans climbed up on top at scaffolding, and then stewards started fighting with other fans. So, we have fun at Ipswich.
It's just when everything's going to pot, that's what tends to happen, unfortunately, isn't it, mate? So what, as a lad in the stands, how was the atmosphere tonight at the ground?
Honestly, it weren't so much booing. It felt like the Premier season last game when everyone was singing win, lose, or draw. That went on for a good half hour, and then before that were Chris Wilder songs. And Kudsella just didn't show up. It was just everyone backing the players. It weren't as bad as I thought it'd be, to be honest. And it was mainly because he didn't show up. But everyone was saying as well, leave, please leave. There is absolutely no reason for you to stay anymore. And we've had enough. There's nothing else you can say. He's absolutely screwed up big time. And it's simple as that.
Okay, mate. Okay, I can hear a fair bit going on in the background, so I will let you go. But who's your? Does he make Charlton? Is what I'm asking people tonight.
He can't. You cannot. No other job do you have that bad of a performance and keep your job. No way in hell does that happen. I'm sorry. If he's still in a job by Charlton, then these owners need to go and absolutely look at themselves in the mirror and get themselves checked out nearest mental institute.
Who do we get then, Jamie? In your opinion?
Looking at options, it's probably going to be Carrick. Do I want him? No. Only option I want is Dyke or O'Neill Sally. Neither will happen, and I definitely don't want Sausage Roll. So good night and up the Blades.
Nice one. Cheers, Jamie Dumpling. Catch you soon.
In a bit.
Cheers, mate. Jamie Dumpling reporting live from the coach. Picard Tours on the coach back from Ipswich. So thank you for that, for joining us. Let's jump into some final comments then before we get off. The Yanks made a mistake firstly at Birmingham, but I'd say they're in a good place now. That could be you guys in the future, hopefully. Yeah, possibly, mate. It's a good way of looking at it. James says if we lose to Charlton, I don't think it's shoes off in the car park. It'll be boots off in the car park. Yeah, players probably. P&J Touring says, evening Jimmy, as a Leeds fan, I thought our season started rocky, but feel so sorry for you and the Blades fans. Poor appointment of Sayers, but surely the players must take some blame. Yeah, I agree. They've got to do. Brett says, we were that bad in the second half. I stopped hiding and went back to working. My boss kept coming to tell me Ipswich scored another and another. Sayers has to go for my work-life balance and sanity. Oh, dearie me. Adam says the only reason he hasn't been sacked yet is because they're playing away, surely. I think he's got to go, mate. I know what you mean in terms of logistics and stuff, but the owners are actually there, so they could do it any time. Jimmy, how would you feel if it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Wouldn't be enamoured. But again, like I said, don't watch along with Jord. We can't sort of squash it completely, because if it does happen, then we'll want to back him and we'll want to believe he could do a good job. Just because he's not my first choice as an appointment, I don't want to sort of jump on here and slag off all the potential options, because you're on back foot already, then, aren't you, with an appointment? Oh, well, Jimmy said he didn't want him and all this sort of stuff. I'll be honest and say he's not my first choice, and he wouldn't necessarily inspire me. But if it is him, then we'll get behind him. Matt says it's nailed on, Danny Rowe. Everything Dave was saying is him, isn't it? Sure, we'd be an easy team to set up. Just need the feel-good factor back. Yeah, we certainly do. Danny Rowe would be unreal, says Danky. Sadie says, hi, Jimmy, I'm a Birmingham fan. Absolutely shocked to see you guys start this way. Not sure who can turn it around either, lads. I know, me neither. Thank you for joining us, Sadie. The Meat World says, it's not just the scoreline he should be sacked for. It's the performance that are completely unacceptable. Performances that are completely unacceptable. I agree with that. Sack him now and you'll potentially save the season, up the Blades and up the Ramble. Top man. Top man. Thank you, mate. PJ says Brooks is massively overrated. Needs to sort himself out and go on loan. Chris says, would you want to play for him after he gives him a telling off on the pitch against Bristol City on the pitch at full time? I didn't think it was a telling off. I thought it were a motivational speech that were just poorly done. It didn't look like a rollicking to me. It looked like a attempt at galvanising them. Just didn't read the room, really. Sack him, Jimmy. Bring back Wilder. Done. Done, Michael. I've done it. You need to read the Bladesman tweet on Sayers being asked if he can turn this around. Okay, Scott, we'll do that just for you. Bladesman is an aggregator on X, for those that aren't aware. So he brings in all different news sources and credits where he gets the news from. So this is actually a quote from Sky that the Bladesman's reported on. It says, Ruben Sayers on if he thinks he's good enough to turn things around. Yeah, I always believe in myself. I also know things cannot go your way sometimes and you can make mistakes, and this is part of it. I believe in myself. I have turned things around before and hopefully I will do it again. One thing you will find from me is that I will front absolutely everything. When things are not going in the right direction, I will be in front of it. Ruben Sayers on if he thinks he has the support of the owners. I think that's the big question. I think they have been supportive of me. I didn't speak with them after the game. Things happen in football and people need to make decisions, as I need to make decisions with my lineup. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about if we go to training, how we can do better and how we can get the boys' morale up and prepare for the next game. That's all it is for me. I'm the first critic of myself and the first to put pressure, and it will always be like that. The support has been there. I can't ask if the support is there today because I haven't spoken to anybody. Ruben Sayers on if not starting Hamer and Campbell was a gamble that backfired. I never gamble. When I put a team on the pitch, it's because I think it's the best team that can give me a result, and then I have a good squad that I can change things in the game in the second half. We started the game well and with a team we wanted to be. Ruben says on scrutiny, the business is like that, and if you don't win football matches, your position is going to be discussed always. Not only for me, any coach in the world, that's a reality. For us, there's only one way. Keep working hard until our very last second in the club and try to give 100%, but even if you don't get the result you want, you're at least clear with what your principles and values are. Just, yeah, there's loads. So if you want to go and read it, then you can go. Oh, dearie me. Go and support him. What did you think about Peck being captain? Right choice or another sayer's mistake? I thought it were a bit too soon for City to be given an armband, to be honest. I think there's definitely a captain in there. I think he will be a captain in his future. But I don't think he's ready to be a captain, and he's not been playing well enough. I think it's another layer of responsibility to add to a player that's already got pressure to perform. That were my thoughts on it. Tom says, how to ruin a weekend before it's even started. Adios, amigo. As AFTV once said, it's time to go. Bryce says, Jim, I sent you a message regarding my number. Where have you sent me that, pal? Where have you sent me that? You'll have to let me know, and I'll have a look. If it's on one of the socials, then I haven't been on them much, to be fair. I don't really check my messages on there at the minute because I'm just snowed. Grant McCann from Donny says, Chris, not for me personally. But again, you know, what position are we in at the minute? Says it is extremely impressive So that again, J Remixed says, Sayers is extremely impressive in his ability to turn a championship contender into a side that looks like pretenders. That's a special kind of talent. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. And Sayers out. Are these owners brave enough to admit they've made a big mistake by sacking him? Says John. That's the question, isn't it? Are they going to be brave enough to sack him? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Max says genuinely would rather have anyone. It can't get any worse than this. It's only time to go. Melvin says manager is totally incompetent. Dylan says Grant McCann is such a good shout. Grant McCann getting some love in the comments. William says Sayers has got to go. Godfrey, did he make a tackle? We miss an L. Cannon's invisible. Danky says you lost 5-0, but can I just say I didn't think Ipswich was any good. Maybe that's harsh, but it was a weird game. And that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. They didn't really... I thought Borough were like toothless as well up front against us. And it could have been 2-3-4 against them. Thomas says we looked amazing in pre-season. I know it's pre-season, but what the hell went wrong? Well, we're against poorer opposition, for one. It's obviously loaded us into a false sense of security, hasn't it? Where I left my details for modding. I'll have a look for it, Bri. I'll have a look, pal. GT says manager will definitely go, and rightly so. But the players need to take a look at themselves as well. All very good players, but misplaced passes, shocking goalkeeping, and very poor shooting. I have to say, we haven't really touched on this tonight, but Michael Cooper, poor tonight. And everybody knows my love for the man. 2 of them goals were preventable. Definitely. 2 of them gone through his legs from distance. It were unacceptable from Cooper tonight as well. And I love him. I always back him. I've been shouting about signing him for 3 years. It's the Ramble's birthday today. We've been going 3 years. 3 years since we uploaded our first video. And it weren't long after that we were shouting for Michael Cooper to come in as goalkeeper. But tonight, just wasn't the one, was it, for him? Unfortunately. So you're right, GT. I think the players do have to look at themselves as well. I don't think they've helped the manager in any way. If we're giving recommendations for new managers, my dad managed Downfield Town under 18s a few years ago. Maybe he could have a go, possibly, mate. Andrew Booth says Mousinho from Pompey would be a shout. Yeah, we've been talking about him quite a bit recently, haven't we? P&J Touring says, no matter what, Jimmy, having watched you from last season, I know you'll stay positive. Up the Blades and the Ramble. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Liam says, I'm speechless, pal. My mental health is through the roof. I can't cope. Sacking Wilder for this fraud is the worst decision in our history. Hope you're okay. Surely he goes. I'm praying Wilder comes home, pal. Please like and subscribe up all the rambles and up the blades. First of all, Liam, I hope you're okay, mate, because I know you mentioned your mental health there. You know, it's something that is near and dear to a lot of us here. But yeah, hope you're well first and foremost. It does affect people when the football club's not doing well. We've spoken about it before, where if you're not super into it, like some of us are, then you won't always get it. But a lot of us do get it as well, and I think it's a bit of a roller coaster. So if anybody needs to speak, then please do speak up and talk about it. I don't think Wilder comes back though, Liam. I don't think he does. I would love it to happen, but I don't think he does. PJ says, how can we trust the owners not to get it wrong again, Jimmy, up the ramp? We can't, PJ, that's the thing. But you've got to believe that it's going to be better than what this is. It has to be. Somebody's going to come in here and be able to make themselves look pretty good by taking a really good side and getting a tune out of them, even if it's just to pick up a few points. David Boy says, Beershot had a manager who's at FC Powley now, or fifth, called Alexander Blessing. Shame we never looked at him. He took Beershot up, and now he's fifth in the Bundesliga. Missed the trick there. We did look at him, David Boy. We looked at him for ages. We tried to get him and couldn't get a work permit, I think. Was that around Slav time? Some will remember better than me, but I'm pretty sure we tried for Blessing. Well, I know we tried for Blessing. Max says, Jimmy, I know someone who took Grimsby to Prem on Football Manager in 6 seasons. May as well let him have a bash. If we're talking Football Manager records back in the day, I can give anybody a run for the money. Mel says, United fan and season ticket holder for over 40 years, and I don't recall a situation where we sacked a successful manager and replaced him with a donkey. Dan says, players have to take responsibility today. That was embarrassing. I was up for giving Sayers a chance, but he's got to go now. I'm not sure who we realistically can get in that can change us at the minute. Cooler King says, Wellens has done wonders at Orient, but I think your situation requires a proven top-end championship manager. Me too. Gareth Taylor is now doing a poor job at Liverpool, ladies. I thought that was the case. Thank you, Kev. Dan says, the one thing that does frustrate me is that the S6 lot aren't getting paid and they're still battling. We just folded today and gave up. Betis and COH need to stand up now. We're waiting, and you ours, says Russ. Blessing won the Belgium Cup with Union SG. Okay, Tubbs says, I'm sorry after tonight's performance the manager has to go, and the players need to have a long, hard look in the mirror. Yeah, agreed. Jamie Dumpling says, it can't go on like this, can it? Drumroll. It can. James says, don't think the owners understand British football when appointing a manager. Alessandro says, for return on investment, owners can't afford to keep Sayers nor get the next appointment wrong. It needs to be an experienced figure, even if it's a big contract or salary on the line. Completely agree. Completely agree. Right. Shall we call it? Shall we call it that? We're a touch early, aren't we? Are there any more comments to go through? Jamie Dumpling, it can, if they keep him. Ed says, I'm pretty sure my dog could pick a better 11 than Sayers. Kibako says, went as a neutral tonight after being offered a free ticket. You know this, but you are terrible. I couldn't see any system. The final product was almost missing. Ipswich gave you the ball and broke. Yeah, I know. I know, mate. I know we are terrible. You're not telling us anything we don't know. Rich says, going the data-driven route, how the hell did the data suggest Sayers would be a good appointment? Love the videos, Jimmy. Up the ramble. Thank you, mate. Danny says, the most interesting thing in what was the Sayers era is Betis has been quiet throughout his tenure. Thoughts? I think we'll hear from Betis shortly, to be honest, because the decision will be made either way. And now, after tonight, you're pretty sure it's going to be sacked and Betis will come out and speak then, I think. That's just my opinion. Blades fans had the air of a fan base with the air kicked out. But fair dues, the last 10 minutes was constant renditions of Don't Go Out Tonight. Sounded like a protest and resilience song. Yeah, it was a little bit, to be honest. All right, cheers, Bright. I'll pick that up. I bet Wilder is as sick as the rest of us, says Brett. Cheers, Jimmy, marching on together. Stay alive until he's sacked. No, we're going off now. Davey Boy says, as we're an attractive option, are we an attractive option for a top champ manager? Because the pressure would be on, but with the squad we have, you would fancy it, surely. Yeah, you'd have thought so. Do you lot want Farker? No, thank you. Is there a chance he keeps his job? I hope not, Jimmy. I hope not. Woke up in Brisbane to see the scoreline. I then looked at the team selection. Couldn't understand why Hamer and Campbell hadn't started. Next time I wake up, I expect to see he's been sacked. Me too. Me too. And Bry says, keep it ramble, folks. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. So if you have enjoyed the content tonight, even if it's just in our displeasure, then please do give us a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We are trying our best to get to we're past that, to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost at 9,500, as you can see there. So thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. It has to happen. It has to happen. The next time we are live, we're on Ramble FC tomorrow at 12 with myself and Jord watching Oxford and Leicester. But the next time we're on the Blades Ramble, well, it's 3 Mardy Blades that we're scheduled for on Sunday night. Will he have gone by then? I think it has to happen, doesn't it? We don't like wishing for sackings or anything like that, but this can't carry on. Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the Blades.